Our objective is synthesis. We want to avoid the common failure of having two separate reports. Chapter 1, the numbers, and Chapter 2, the interviews. That never talk to each other? That's not integration, that's just proximity. The challenge is to move to a single, integrated understanding where the findings are woven together. The process requires us to look specifically at how the data sets speak to each other. Do they agree? Do they argue? Do they explain each other? We are building a bridge between two worlds. We call this process cross-method dialogue. We are essentially hosting a conversation between our methods. We look for three things. First, convergence. Where do the methods agree? If the survey says satisfaction is low, and the interviews say people are angry, that's convergence. It provides confirmation and boosts our confidence in the finding. Second, we look for divergence. Where do they disagree? This is where things get interesting. Divergence points to complexity, contradiction, or perhaps a flaw in our measurement tools. Let's pause on handling divergence, because this is where most students get stuck. They think they did something wrong. But actually, divergence is often more interesting than convergence. It forces us to return to the raw data to understand the mismatch. Consider this example. A corporate survey shows high employee satisfaction, but your confidential interviews reveal deep resentment and fear. What happened? The divergence reveals a systemic issue, a culture of fear where people are afraid to tell the truth on official forums. That finding is infinitely more valuable than a confirmed satisfaction score. Divergence reveals the gap between the official story and the lived reality. The third thing we look for is complementarity. This is where the methods aren't necessarily agreeing or disagreeing, but rather addressing different aspects of the same phenomenon. One method fills the gaps left by the other. The quantitative data might give us the what and where, the map of the territory. The qualitative data gives us the why and how, the experience of walking through it. Together, they build a 360-degree holistic view of the problem that neither could achieve alone. It's like having both a satellite view and a street view. A powerful strategy for making sense of this is visual integration. Our brains are wired to see patterns visually. We can create matrices, side-by-side tables, that list a quantitative finding in one column and the corresponding qualitative theme in the next. This forces you to line them up physically. We can also use graphs where we overlay qualitative quotes directly onto statistical charts. Imagine a bar chart showing a drop in test scores with a call-out box containing a student quote explaining asterisk why asterisk they failed that day. That visual combination is immediate and persuasive. As we integrate, we are climbing the Diku hierarchy. We start with data, raw symbols, numbers, and notes. By connecting them, we turn them into information, data with meaning. By organizing that information into a coherent structure, we create knowledge, something useful. But our ultimate goal in transdisciplinary research is wisdom. Wisdom is evaluated understanding. It is knowledge that knows where to go and what to do. It is actionable. We aren't just collecting facts. We are seeking the wisdom to solve a problem. In practice, this looks like a progression. Step 1 is raw findings. The survey said X, the interview said Y. Step 2 is insights. The pattern suggests that X is driving Y because of Z. This is where the integration happens. And step 3 is practical implications. Therefore, we should change policy Q. We cannot stop at, here is what we found. We must push through to, here is what it implies for the real world. If you stop at insights, you are an academic. If you push to implications, you are a change maker. This process generates what we call meta-inferences. A meta-inference is a conclusion that is drawn asterisk from the integration itself asterisk. It is a finding that exists asterisk, only asterisk, because the methods were mixed. If you had done only a survey, you wouldn't have found it. If you had done only interviews, you wouldn't have found it. It lives in the intersection. These are usually the most robust and valuable parts of a transdisciplinary study because they reflect the full complexity of the issue. They are the aha moments of the research. Finally, we aim for actionable insights. Transdisciplinary research is not just for the shelf, it is for application. We must translate our integrated findings into concrete policy recommendations or community actions. This is part of our ethical responsibility. We extracted data from the world. We have a duty to return it as useful knowledge. We must ensure that our interpretation serves the community, helping them to advocate for resources, change laws, or improve their own systems. The ultimate test of your analysis is, can someone use it? To summarize, Lesson 4.3. Engage in a cross-method dialogue to find convergence, divergence, and complementarity. Use visual tools to map these integrated results so patterns become clear. And finally, always push yourself to move up the hierarchy from raw findings to wisdom and practical implications. That is how we turn research into impact. Thank you.